Tuesday night baseball here on the show from Chase Field in Phoenix. Tonight, the second of 3 to start the week between the Chicago Cubs and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Paul Goldschmidt. With the season coming to a close, the senior circuit's leading hitter makes his case for a batting title. Next. Robbie Ray gets the start for Arizona in this one. Dan, any thoughts?
This guy's having a real solid season up to this point, and I know he'd like to get one more notch in his belt to get to that 200 Ks on the season. He's awfully close, so you'd have to think in the back of his mind he'd like to punch out a few here and get into that 200K club for the year.
Stepping into the box, Albert Almora. He's had a real nice season in the batting average department, but he'll need to turn it on a bit down the stretch if he wants a chance at claiming that coveted batting title. First offering on its way. Underway now in the Valley of the Sun as the first pitch of the night is taken for ball 1. Well, guys, you take a look at this Diamondback squad as they begin play here tonight. They've been playing better than .500 baseball of late, 5-3 in their last 8 games.
Yeah, Matty V. I think one of the toughest things, D-Row, is to keep playing with this sense of urgency. It looks like they're playoff bound, but the thing is, you need to keep going and not take your foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah, you need to be rewarded for the marathon, and that's exactly what this team has done. They've already clinched a playoff berth, and now they get ready for the sprint. Try and find a way to get healthy, but not lose focus.
Popped him up. And this is going to wind up a foul ball. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And it's fouled away. And a full count as that misses. It's 3-2 now. The lefty Jason Hayward waits in the on-deck circle. Now the 3-2 pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Played on the backhand. Throw got him, and that's a gorgeous play. With that, a look at the Cubbies' starting lineup. Who's the one to watch, Dan?
Well, Matty, the guy I'm here to see is Big Chris Bryant. He had 20 ribbies last month. That's RBIs. That's ribeye steaks. However you want to put it, he drove in 20 men. When you're doing that over the course of a month, that's some pretty consistent hitting.
Here's Jason Hayward now. Lifetime numbers against Robbie Ray. 2 hits in 7 tries. First pitch of the at-bat. Fouled off. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And that slider's almost in the dirt. Hayward stands in at an impressive 6'5", swings and throws left-handed. He was a first-round pick back in the draft of 2007.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player. I wouldn't put him on the superstar level, but you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy has, nice pick.
Swing and a miss on the fastball that time, out number 2.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Curveball just misses apparently. 1-0. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Clyde Washington.
Yeah, Matty, Clyde's my type of umpire. I didn't mind the low strike zone, and that's exactly what he has. If you're not going to give him above the belt, I'm okay with it.
D-Row, you know, one of the things I guess with Clyde is he is a real good low strike umpire. Pitchers seem to like him more than hitters, but one thing I will say, he has a very consistent zone. It's a low zone, but a consistent zone.
Just settling in here in Phoenix for this one. Too tight with that one. 3-0.
I'd be shocked if this wasn't a 4-pitch walk right here. He doesn't want to mess around and leave something over the heart of the plate and get beat in this situation.
And we'll have the first base runner of the ball game here as that misses, and it's a 2-out walk.
3 of those pitches were definitely out of the zone, but that last pitch looked pretty darn good to me. You're not usually going to get many favorable calls on 3-0, though. You have to earn that spot.
Stepping into the box, Chris Bryant, and he's carrying a batting average of just over 300. So clearly he's been a productive player with the bat in his hand so far. First pitch coming. Here it is. And that one stayed up a little high.
A lot of times you'll see the take sign after 5 straight balls to start the inning, but with the middle of the order up at the plate here, I wouldn't be surprised if he's turned loose. Just has to be the right pitch to hack at.
The 1-0 home. Misses, ball 2. Now a pitch swung on and missed. It's 2-1.
Hey, this pitcher better watch himself right here. The way this guy's swinging, he's got aggressive things on his mind.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. 2-2 the count.
A lot of times you see guys in the middle of the order get worked away, but not right here. They're keeping it inside on him.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. So no runs here, no base hits, no errors, and a runner left on. And now the Diamondbacks will get their first turn at it. No score. Jose Quintana, the Colombian native, gets the call to start this one. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, Matty V, we're getting a chance to watch a guy that's been struggling a little bit lately. In his last 3 starts, he has a whip of over 1.40, so he's going to have to cut that down. Limit the amount of base runners, limit the amount of walks if he wants to have some success in this one here today.
In now is John Jay. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he'll try to crowd him there to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. So, guys, as we look at the Cubs coming into play here tonight, they dropped another one last time out, and in fact, they've won just twice in their last 8 tries.
Yeah, guys, dropping yesterday was a heartbreaker without question. But you know what? You find a way. You show up to the yard today, you get out of the cab, and you watch countless hours of video, and you try and formulate a game plan to get this back to 500. 1-1 to start the road trip, and you're moving in the right direction.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Quintana has both great strikeout stuff and exceptional command on the mound to go with it. A rare combination, but one that makes him one of the best in our sport.
Matty V, you talked about it. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. Well, if you don't walk a lot of guys, that means you have to throw the ball in the strike zone. And when you do with great stuff like this guy has, he racks up the strikeouts. There aren't a lot of guys that get strikeouts by throwing the ball in the strike zone. This is one of the few that does it.
The 3-1. Finds the zone to fill the count. 3-2. And he takes ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here in the home half of the first in a scoreless ball game.
Yeah, the guy's been on fire lately, hitting anything close. So I think this is the way to go here. Get the bat out of his hands any way that you can.
So striding in, Eduardo Escobar. First chance for him here with a man on following the leadoff walk. He's ready. Here's the first offering. A fastball right down the middle for a strike.
Wow, there's a pitch right there that this guy would like to have back. Very rarely do you see a pitcher of this quality throw one right down the middle, and boy, he took that one. He'd like to have that one back and be able to take a good hack at that pitch.
This one's down to third. Bryant's got it. One there. On to Rizzo, and it's a double play. And now here's a look at the Diamondbacks starting lineup. What's the key for them tonight, Hero?
Matty, you take a look at this lineup, and they're frustrating to watch at times because they ground into the most double plays in the league. You want to talk about a pitcher's best friend. You finally get a guy on first base, and you're coming unglued first pitch down below the knees, grounding into a double play and bailing everybody out. I need better approaches out of this lineup today.
Up next for Arizona, Paul Goldschmidt. First shot for him here, and with the season winding down, he's closing in on a league batting title. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Takes a high fastball for a strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Takes a knee-high fastball. Goldschmidt, or Goldie just for short. He was an 8th round selection back in the 2009 MLB draft.
What an absolute steal. I mean, this guy has gotten a lot of people some big raises in the organization. To be drafted as low as he was and turned himself into one of the biggest superstars in our sport. I am very impressed with what this guy's been able to accomplish.
Here's another 0-2. And strike 3 called as he says, you got to be kidding me, with the side retired. Nothing doing for Arizona. Still no score. Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. He went hitless last night in a game where his guys could push across only 1 score. First delivery to him on the way. And a fastball to start things out here. Not close. It's a ball and no strikes. Contreras in front. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 on the way. Is a fastball looked at for a strike.
We're seeing quite a few pitches up from him right now, and that can obviously be dangerous. A cold strike there, but he might need to lower his sights a little bit.
Three balls and a strike to the Chicago leadoff hitter. Popped him up. Escobar backs up a bit and he takes charge for the first out.
All right, here's the defensive alignment for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And let's take a look at outfielder Steven Souza Jr. Everyone knows this guy for light tower power and the ability to hit the ball out of the park. But the first time he burst on the scene was with a miraculous defensive play to save Jordan Zimmerman's no-hitter in Washington, D.C. Look for him to have an impact on the defensive side as well.
Digging in, the switch hitter, Ian Happ. First offering on its way. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner.
Hey, there's no waiting around trying to work this guy into deep counts and get into the bullpen. This is a mid-90s fastball guy who loves that pitch and is aggressive and comes right at you. I would assume the offense is going to have a similar approach.
The windup and the 0-1. Strike 2 at a pitch that catches the outside corner.
Hey, back-to-back, same pitch, same spot. Don't be shocked if he goes right back out there. If I'm a hitter, that's where I'm sitting. Everyone would think he wants to go somewhere else. He might go right exactly to the same spot.
And a good 2-strike pitch, but he misses high 1-2. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
Nice two-seam fastball there. You don't usually see a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
Here's Ben Zobrist now, as he'll take a breaking ball then off the plate for ball 1. They'll come in here at 259. 10 home runs and 29 driven in. The 1-0 home gets him to chase a ball out of the zone for the first strike.
I mean, this offense has gotten some ugly swings off early. This pitcher is on point right now. He is mixing and matching, and everything's working.
Zobrist with a 1-2 count now. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. Just hung in there on that one. Rounded down the third baseline, but this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Another 1-2 delivery, and a slider called strike 3 as he couldn't pull the trigger, and the side is retired. Cubs are down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Standing in, A.J. Pollock. He comes into this one hoping for a late season push toward moving up near the top of that RBI leaderboard. Here comes the first pitch. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike.
You know, hats off to the pitcher right there. You got a great hitter at the plate. It's early in the count, and he wanted to get ahead. Nice challenge pitch right there.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Hit on the ground out to short. Russell has it. Throw to first is in time for the first out.
Okay, here's how the Cubbies are lining up defensively. And let's focus on Anthony Rizzo. Not only a Gold Glove winner, this guy has won a Platinum Glove, bailing out his infielders time and time again with his soft hands and feel for the game.
Ready now for the Diamondbacks. Nick Ahmed. He'll get to take his first cuts here. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Takes a fastball on the inside corner. Still looking for our first hit in the ball game. On the ground up the middle. And he'll turn and try the jump throw to first. On to first, and a good stretch over there is going to get him by a step for the second out.
And this is not an easy play when you have to range to your right. He really didn't have a chance to get his feet set, so this is all arm. Nicely done.
Into the box, Steven Souza. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. He comes in with that average down in the 240s. 11 home runs and 30 RBIs. The 1-0. Finds the zone, strike 1. Two and one now to Steven Souza. The 2-1 is taken for strike 2. Bottom of the second here with no score. Frozen on strike 3 for the final out of the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks. We'll move to the third with no score. And now the Cubs pitcher, Jose Quintana, as we are all set to begin the third inning in this one. First delivery to him on the way. And that one right down Main Street. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Souza is under it. 1 out. And with 1 away, we get a look there at where these guys sit in the current division standings. And you can see them trailing by 2.5 games entering play today. Digging in, Addison Russell, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Good breaking ball that time, in for a strike.
That pitch was so slow it barely registered on the radar gun.
Yeah, Matt, we don't see too many pitches crawling to the plate like that, especially these days. That can be a really tough pitch for a hitter to wait back on.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Both teams so far yet to crack the hit column. Hit out towards second. Scooped up on the backhand. On to first, and there are 2 down.
Now batting, center fielder, Albert Almora.
And now here's the versatile outfielder, Albert Almora Jr. First pitch coming. Here it is. There's a strike.
Yeah, I'm shocked he let that first pitch go right there. High fastball, but usually those ones travel the furthest.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Sliders in for a strike.
Hey, this boy ain't messing around right now. Attacking his zone, showing a lot of confidence in his stuff. He's got 2 quick outs, and now he's got this guy down 0-2.
Now a swing and a deep drive to left, and it ain't coming back. And gone. An absolute bomb. A solo shot here to left, number 22 on the year, and the Cubs are on the board first, 1-0.
Only the first hit of the night, but it was a big one. He absolutely punished that mistake, and you have to wonder if that will open the floodgates a little.
Here's Jason Hayward now, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at bat. Lifted down the line in left, and this will wind up a foul ball. 2 out, nobody on. There's a swing and a high pop-up. Escobar is there for it, and the inning is over. Cubs are on the board first thanks to this solo home run. Bottom of the third coming up. It's now 1-0 Chicago. Striding in, Ketel Marte, as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3.
Second baseman, Ketel Marte.
First pitch of the at-bat. There's a changeup over the outside corner.
pretty lucky to get away with that one. There's not a situation ever where you want to throw a high changeup, so I think he'll try to make an adjustment with the next one he throws.
Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Hayward has a read on it, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up, as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you see, he's right up there among league leaders in that department. Set to get his evening at the plate started, Jeff Mathis. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. There's a breaking ball over the outer half. Diamondbacks still searching for that first hit of the ball game. And that misses, 1-1. And a breaking ball stays outside.
Sometimes it can be difficult for a pitcher. You're facing a guy that's not known to be a big stick in the lineup. Sometimes the toughest thing is to be aggressive and throw strikes.
Now the 2-1 is a sinker that misses for a ball.
Well, this has been a good job to work the count from 0-1 to 3-1, and now he's really in the driver's seat to see a heater that he can do something with.
Here's the 3-1. Laid off as it caught the inside corner.
Hey, that's a well-executed fastball right there at the bottom of the zone. If he stays there all day, it's going to make for a long day for the offense. Unless they're willing to bend their legs and get down and create some different launch angle, he's on point right now.
Swing and a liner toward the gap in left center. This one's down. It's the first hit for Arizona, and it's going to be for extra bases. And he'll pull into second with one away.
Everyone knows that this guy's numbers are not where he wants them to be so far this year, but you never know by that swing. He looked fluid and confident, driving that pitch for a double. We'll see if that gets him going a bit.
Into the box now, Robbie Ray. As he'll show bunt and come up empty, it's strike one.
He doesn't even have to look down at the third base coach right here. That sac bunt is definitely staying on.
Mathis, a runner at second with one away. Trying to bunt here, but this winds up hitting him. And they're going to say that he went after it. A strange strike, too. Curveball grounded towards second. Zobrist is there, and he'll whip this one over to first, and he gets his man for the second out.
Had to protect there with two strikes, and he just got it off the end of the bat. Not much of a problem for the infield at that point.
In now is John Jay, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Here comes the first pitch. And a fastball just a bit high. And a fastball in there for a strike. 1-1. 2 outs here with a runner at third. Line drive to center field. Base hit, and that'll get a run in.
You know, D'Lo, there are certain hitters that just love to come up and clutch two-out RBI situations, and this guy certainly is one of those guys.
Yeah, they're able to slow the moment down. It's not for everybody. This guy has ice water in his veins, consistently coming through in big spots. Nice job right there to tie this one up.
Eduardo Escobar standing in as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. And this one's down the middle, a ball and a strike. The 1-1 is blasted out to left center. This one's deep and not coming back. Gone! So a two-run shot to left center. 19th home run for him on the season, and it gives the Diamondbacks a 3-1 lead.
Wow, he really hit that ball well. Put a great swing on it with great extension, and it sailed right out of here.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt now, as he'll take a good look at a curveball that sweeps right across the zone in there for the first strike. 0 for 1 here in the early going. And he takes a cold strike up and out over the plate. 0-2.
He might want that pitch back up and away. That's a pitch you can really drive if you have the right approach towards that opposite field gap.
And they'll try to bounce a curveball on 0-2, but he holds back. It's 1-2 now. And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. But they strike for 3 in the inning. 2 on this 2-run home run. We're through 3 here in the Valley of the Sun. It's now 3-1 Arizona. Back here with Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian, as the left-handed hitting power threat Anthony Rizzo starts out the inning. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A fastball that finds the outside corner. Check swing here, but he pretty clearly broke the plane, and it's 0-2 now. Now the pitch. In under the hands with a fastball. It's 1-2.
Decided to go with a fastball there on 0-2, but what he's trying to do with that pitch is to expand the strike zone. Maybe you get a guy to offer at it, but at the very least, it helps set up your off-speed stuff.
Now a fastball awfully close, but he doesn't get the call. It's 2-2 now. The 2-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Ready with another 2-2. Line drive to left. Souza is there, and he'll bring this one in.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that time.
Here's Chris Bryant now, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. The 1-0. Misses off the plate. 3-1 is our score here in inning number 4. Outside, 3-0 now.
I understand pitching carefully to this guy in the box, but the man on deck doesn't represent any relief either. He's going to have to go after one of these guys.
The 3-0 pitch. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. The 3-1. Taken, strike 2.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Popped him up. Goldschmidt is under it. And he makes the catch for the second out.
The catcher, number 40.
So in now for Chicago, Wilson Contreras. He flew out in his last at bat. First offering on its way. And that misses low and away, ball 1.
Still a little bit early to be worrying about this, but in a 2-run game, a 2-out walk right here could at least get the tying run to the plate. And on top of that, there's some pop on that on-deck circle.
Called strike at the knees, 1-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Grounded up the first baseline. Fielded by Goldschmidt, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. And it remains a 3-1 ball game. So here's the cleanup hitter for Arizona. A.J. Pollock set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
One of the keys to securing a win, they want to keep the pressure on and try to build that lead as much as they can moving into the later innings.
1 ball, no strikes to count. Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Gets the sign. Here comes the 2-1. There's a fastball right over the inside corner.
Pretty adamant about working him inside right now. Back-to-back fastballs, and that one was able to find the zone.
They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
That has to make you feel really good as a pitcher, right? You're making pitches all around the zone, and then you bring that one inside. You can't do anything with it. What does it do? It just locks you up inside. You have no chance to put the ball in play.
Stepping in now, Nick Ahmed. As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. The windup and the 0-1. And now a curveball that bounces up to the plate. It's 1-1. And he lays off for a ball. 2-1. Three runs, 3 hits, no errors so far for the Diamondbacks. Three balls and a strike to count to the Diamondbacks shortstop. The 3-1 is in there for a full count now. 3-2.
He's been getting lit up all game, and there's a common denominator. He keeps missing right down the middle of the plate. Case in point with that last one.
3-2 pitch. And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. Bases are empty, one man out. Ran it in on him as this is bounced towards short. And there's out number 2.
Up next for the Diamondbacks, left fielder, Steven Souza.
Ready for another chance. Steven Souza 0 for 1 after he took a look at strike 3 in his first plate appearance. Here comes the first pitch. A high fastball is in there. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. Souza, an imposing right-handed figure at 6'4" tall. He was selected in the 3rd round back in the draft of 2007.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count. The 1-2. Popped him up. And that's going to land foul.
Batter's going to have to find a way to regroup right there. That caught too much of the plate. He knew it. He missed it. He might not get another opportunity to put the ball in play.
And that'll get down for a base hit.
Kind of looked like he had gotten his bearings there. Dan was going to have a 1-2-3 inning, but not the case, giving up that late 2-out knock.
Boy, this lineup is so deep, 1 through 9. They could put a hurting on you, and they're making him work, and he's given up a lot of base hits so far in this one. So far, this has not been an easy one for this pitcher.
And that'll bring in the middle infielder, Ketel Marte. Standing in from the right side as he takes strike 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Souza, the runner at first with 2 gone. And that misses. 2-1.
You can really tell about how effective this guy's going to be when guys are swinging at that changeup. So far in this one, they've been real smart to let it go.
Now a snap throw to first. And the runner back. And another snap throw to the bag. Runner back safely. And again, he'll snap one over to first. And a dive, but he's back in. 3 runs, 4 hits. No errors so far for the Diamondbacks. And another snap throw to the bag. And he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. Now the 2-1 pitch. He's running. Strike called. Now the throw down. It's up the ladder, and the tag comes in too late, so he's in at second base here with 2 away.
Well, they threw over there multiple times thinking he was going to try to swipe that bag, so they were onto him, but he just waited it out and took off when he had the chance. Nice job of base running there.
Hit on the ground out to short. Russell's got it. And the stolen base winds up as a moot point as the inning is over. 1 left for the Diamondbacks, and it's still 3-1. Now to the plate, Ian Happ. He'll start off the fifth in this one.
Things not looking very good so far in this one, but we're still in the middle innings. They're down by a couple of runs, and this would be the right place and the right time to get something going. The last thing they want to do is to try to come from behind and win this one in the 8th or 9th inning.
No balls and 1 strike. There's a fastball pretty close that time, but ruled a ball. 1-1. Happ with a 2-1 count now.
He's obviously been very impressive on the mound in this one, and I think the big reason why is his ability to stay out of the middle of the zone. That's kind of obvious, but it's clear to me that even when he misses his spots, he's not missing over the plate.
To 2-2 now. Got him looking, as that had 2-seam action on it. 1 gone. An early look at the line score here tonight as we play the top of the 5th. And boy, just 1 lone hit for the visitors this evening as they've been taken to task by this starter. So 1 gone in the inning, and that'll bring up Ben Zobrist. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Tough slider that just catches the corner for a strike. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. And it's 1-2. The 1-2 is laid off for ball 2.
Don't be surprised if he gets another back foot slider right here. Don't think for a second, just because he took the first one, that this pitcher won't come back exactly the same way.
Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. And this ball is also hit foul and heading for the seats, so we'll have to do it again. Still 2-2. Line to the right side, but there to take this one is the second baseman, and that's out number 2.
Now batting, pitcher, Jose Quintana.
Now at the plate, Jose Quintana flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. Here's the first pitch to him. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. On its way is pitch number 75. Swing and a line drive. But a good play by the first baseman to spear this one, and that'll retire the side. Cubs are down in order. They still trail it here 3-1. Coming to the plate now, Jeff Mathis, as we move past the halfway point in this one and begin the bottom of the 5th.
Jeff Mathis.
First pitch on its way. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike. 0-1. A swing and a ground ball to third. Bryant is up with it. Throws in time, and that's out number 1.
Now batting, the pitcher, Robbie Ray.
Digging in, Robbie Ray. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. First delivery to him on the way. Outside with the fastball. It's 1-0. Looks at a sinker there that drops in 1-1. And this ball runs away for ball 2. 2-1. Two and two. The 2-2. Trying to go the other way. This is looped out toward third. And this will be taken in by the third baseman for the second out.
Right fielder, John James.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go. John Jay. He came through with an RBI single in his last at-bat. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he takes a pitch right down the middle. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. There to play it is Zobrist. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Diamondbacks down in order, but they hang on to a 3-1 lead. Here's Addison Russell to start things out in their half of the sixth as they look to shake things up here for a lineup that, quite frankly, has been non-existent to date.
No doubt about that, Matt. They've been completely overmatched to this point. One hit through 5 innings. I mean, what else can you say about the pitching they faced other than it's been fantastic? We'll see if that continues as we approach the later inning.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And a fastball just a bit high. And a fastball just a bit up. Takes a knee-high fastball.
Yeah, right there, it's tough to be able to dive out over the plate. I know it's a pitch people think you can get to, but after you're pounded in twice, that ball looks like a foot outside.
Now he gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. The 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full.
And in a 2-run game right here, you really don't want to walk the leadoff guy to start an inning. You've got to keep that tying run in the on-deck circle as long as you can.
Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Popped him up. Marte will stay with it as he backs up and puts it away. One gone.
Center fielder, number 5, Albert Almora.
So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Albert Almora. He went deep last time up. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And that one just missed outside.
Man, this guy has retired a whole slew right now. I think what he needs to do is just stay focused and keep attacking the game plan like he has up to this point, because everything he's done has worked.
1 ball and 1 strike to the Cubs leadoff batter. We're in the 6th inning here in a 3-1 ball game. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
I mean, you look in the dugout right now, you see steam coming out of the hitting coach's ears. Somebody has to stay back and find a way to get knocked.
And he'll be rung up here by Clyde Washington. Strike 3 at the knees, and there are 2 away.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
In now, Jason Hayward. No balls and a strike to count. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Hit on the ground to third. Escobar scoops it up. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Score holds. It's 3-1. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Eduardo Escobar is working on a 1-for-2 game so far.
Yeah, in this last at bat, he hit a changeup for a home run, so it'll be interesting this AB to see if they give him a steady diet of fastballs.
1-0 the count. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. That's wide. 2-0. A high fastball is in there.
I'm pretty surprised by the location on those last 3 pitches. The book on him is that he hits the away pitch pretty well, and he just saw 3 in a row out there.
So does he go back out there again?
No, Matt, I expect him to mix it up. Most catchers won't call for the same location over and over and over.
2 balls and 2 strikes now. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Hayward has a read on it. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
The first baseman, number 44, Paul Goldschmidt.
Now at the plate, Paul Goldschmidt. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. A ball and no strikes.
After watching that one go by and a ball being called, you could rest assured he knows he's not getting away with another one of those. I guarantee you he's going to be aggressive on this next pitch.
One ball and 1 strike to the Diamondbacks first baseman. Smoke toward third, and he whips on it as this ball's right under his glove. So he picks up another hit. First of the game, but as we've mentioned, it's just one of many so far this season for him.
Yeah, Matty, I know he's fighting for a batting title right now, but the consistency this guy has shown from start to finish this season has been awesome for this team. Talking to the manager before the game, he's the one guy when he walks in the clubhouse door, you know exactly what you're getting from him.
A.J. Pollock stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. Goldschmidt stands at first with 1 out. Diamondback center fielder with a friendly 2-0 count. He broke out the slide step there, Danny.
Yeah, he's clearly thinking about the steal right here. Didn't happen, but the cat-mouse game continues on.
And there he goes towards second. Strike taken to throw. He's in there easily as the throw bounces on the way down.
It's not easy to steal on a catcher that has a good arm, but he did just that and beats that throw into second base.
The 2-1 is in there for the second strike.
Love the fact the pitcher challenged him in that spot right there. Didn't love the location. But I got to be honest with you, I think he's got him on his heels right now. Don't be shocked if he attacks the zone again.
Here now the 2-2. This is line to left. Hal is going to get there as he backs up to put it away, and there are 2 gone now.
Well, he hit that ball pretty well, but the only problem was that he pulled off it just a bit. The location was a little on the outer half, so he would have hit it even better if he would have stayed through the middle of the field with it.
At the plate, Nick Ahmed. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point. Trying to keep the deficit right where it is. The pitch starts him out with a curveball for a strike. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2.
Got him to chase after the curveball below the zone there. That was a really nice pitch, and it can be a really tough one to lay off of as a hitter.
Hit down the third baseline, but this will be a foul ball, and it's still 0-2. Ready on 0-2. And a check swing. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. It's ball 1. And tough fastball to lay off on 1 and 2, but he did, and it's 2 and 2 now. Swing and a liner. And that's in there. Base hit. Goldschmidt blows through the stop sign, headed for home. And he can't hang on to the ball here at home plate.
Dan, you were 1 pitch away from getting out of this. 2 outs, 2 strikes on the batter, and he's able to throw out a ribby 9.
Dero, it's hard to get more frustrated than that as a pitcher. You're 1 pitch away from getting out of a lot of traffic on the bases, getting into the inning, and next thing you know, you give up a 2-out, 2-strike base hit. Nothing more frustrating for a pitcher than to have that happen.
On his way toward the mound now is skipper Joe Madden, and he's going to make a change, as that'll do it for Jose Quintana. 5 2/3 innings of work on his final ledger, as he was not particularly sharp from the get-go here. Alec Mills will come on out of the bullpen, as he'll be appearing in his 3rd game this season. Into the box, Steven Souza, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. Here's the 0-1. Good changeup that time, but he wouldn't bite on it. Takes a high fastball for a strike. 2 out with the man at first. Throw over to first, and he'll get back in safely. The 1-2. Runners on the move for second. And strike 3 called, as he says, you got to be kidding me, with the side retired. Some more of the colorful characters here at the ballpark tonight. Don't go anywhere. More Tuesday night baseball after this. Welcome back to Chase Field here in Phoenix. We're on to the 7th with the Diamondbacks out in front. And before we get the inning underway, let's get a look at our game summary to this point. Anthony Rizzo stands in now.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast. They could certainly use that right now.
Here comes the first pitch. Chopped weakly to the left. Escobar charging in on it. Throw not in time as he's able to leg it out. Oh, but look here. The manager's up and out of the dugout, so it appears he might opt to challenge that last safe call at first.
Yeah, Matt, definitely a close play right there. And we're going to take another look at it right here. Boy, that's just so tough to tell for sure from that angle. So we'll see what the decision is from the dugout, whether they want to challenge or not.
So here's the signal from the bench, and they will indeed ask for the play to be reviewed. So the umpires will get on the horn with the replay operations center in Manhattan and attempt to get a definitive answer on this play.
The Diamondbacks have elected to...
Okay, we're going to get one more look at it right here. Is there enough video evidence to overturn this call? You know, I think there is. The shot right there makes it look like the ball beat him to first. Looks like a well-used challenge.
Okay, so it looks like the umpires are wrapping up their decision, and off comes the headset, and he's out. So the original call is overturned, and instead of having a base runner at first, the bases will now be empty. Now the Cubs' 4-hole hitter, Kris Bryant. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Tough slider down low for a strike.
We're moving right along into this one. This guy's continuing to pitch well, which is a little bit of a surprise because his first pitch strike ratio is still under 60%.
The windup and the 0-1. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1.
You know, he's one of their guys they rely on to get their offense going. They need a rally, so we'll see if he can spark one here.
Helping him out here as he swings and misses to fall behind a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 is taken for ball 2. And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. Back goes Pollock. Gone! Kris Bryant leaves the yard with a solo shot. 29 home runs for him on the year, and the Cubbies have made this a 4-2 game now.
As a fellow once said, the only park that ball wouldn't have made it out of is Yellowstone. Everyone knows he's got plenty of thump in his bat, but come on, I'm not sure that ball's even come down yet.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. No hits to this point. That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
Sort of surprising to see a 5-hole hitter take 2 in a row for strikes to start an at bat. Now he's way behind the count, so we'll see if he can battle back.
Swinging and a miss at the curveball, and there's your second out of the inning. And that will bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Now here it comes. A shot down the first baseline. This is foul for the first strike. Chased out of the zone there, and he's down 2 strikes.
The discipline has just been completely absent from this offense. Seems like they're always finding themselves behind the count, and a big reason why is they're swinging at all kinds of stuff that's not even in the strike zone.
It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. And this will wind up being nothing more than a long foul ball, and it'll hold the count at 0-2. The next 0-2. And solid contact there as this ball is belted high in the air out to left. And that ball will stay fair, and it's gone. A home run. A solo home run here off the bat of Ian Happ. Number 26 for him on the season as it's trimmed to a 4-3 game now. Guys, we've seen 4 big balls between the two teams so far today. What are your impressions of the long ball display we're watching?
Matty V, this is kind of a mini home run derby, D-Roll. Ball flying out of the ballpark today.
Just great approaches by both lineups today. We were around the cage during batting practice. Both were super confident, and it's coming to fruition today.
Now here comes the Arizona skipper up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's looking to the bullpen here, so it would appear that's all for his starter tonight. So as he leaves with the bases empty, he stands to be the winning pitcher here tonight if the bullpen can hold up the 1-run lead. Santiago Casilla will come on now and make his 55th appearance of the year. Here's Ben Zobrist now, batting left-handed here as he takes a look at strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. And here's a curveball in the dirt that time for a ball. 1-1. Shot down the line, and that's through for a hit.
Dan, you have to love it when your defense picks you up right there, keeping him at first base.
Boy, D-Roll, that looked like it had extra bases written all over it. Great job by the left fielder to get to that ball and get the ball back in, keeping that to a single.
Tommy La Stella will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 2, Tommy La Stella.
Liner toward right center. That gets down, and the inning continues.
Boy, D-Roll, when you're starting to swing it like this team is, doesn't matter. They bring in a new relief pitcher, right? And he gets greeted with back-to-back base hits.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want to do. In today's day and age of bullpen down your throat, you very rarely see back-to-back knocks when these guys are throwing smoke.
That's one of the keys, too. When you come in facing guys out of the bullpen, they're being taught to throw strikes early, and they're taking advantage of it. He's throwing strikes, and they're jumping all over him.
And now time is called, and the reliever is warm out there. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Swung on and missed. Outclassed by that fastball for a strike.
Yeah, Matty, he's very late on that first pitch. I got to think he was guessing off speed.
One and one. And that fastball's too much for him there. 1-2. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So 2 runs come across here, both coming via the solo home run. 7th inning stretch time coming up here in the desert. It's the Diamondbacks 4 and the Cubbies 3. Number 73 will take the ball now as the new pitcher.
Number 73.
And that'll bring in the middle infielder, Ketel Marte. He'll match up with a new pitcher to begin their half of the 7th. He's ready. Here's the first offering. There's a fastball right over the inside corner. And now the Cubs bullpen will start working here as both a lefty and a righty are up. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Laid off as it caught the inside corner. And the changeup is way low that time.
Well, that's a pitch right there you gotta just lay off. There's a good chance he's going to throw it on 0-2. And if you can recognize it starting down in the zone, you know it's only going to go down from there.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
Nice job there taking care of the leadoff hitter via the strikeout. I'll tell you, in a one-run game, especially this late, getting that first guy in the inning is so important. It changes the whole complexion of the inning, so that was a big out.
Digging in, Jeff Mathis, 1 for 2 with a double on his line thus far. Here's the first pitch to him. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. Set up away with the changeup, but it's 1-1. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1. And it misses. 3-1 now.
Time to focus here. This game is way too close to be walking, guys, so we'll see if he can make him swing the bat on this next pitch.
That's in there, and it'll run the count to full. 3-2. We're in the 7th inning now of a 4-3 ball game. He loses him on ball 4.
Well, he battled to get it to a 3-2 count, but that pitch wasn't even close. Now he's got a man on with 1 out, so he's got to focus on trying to get the ground ball.
David Peralta will be summoned off the bench here as he'll pinch hit with the runner at first and 1 gone in the inning. And here's a called strike at the knees. Don't think he liked that one too much, but it's 0-1. Comes in here right at 260. 24 home runs and 74 RBIs. 0-1 count, and the pitch. Line to the right side, but foul.
Might have been cheating for another fastball, trying to get the head to that one early. Pitcher pulled the string with a nasty breaking ball and had him a little bit out in front.
Popped up. Just foul. Mathis leads off first with 1 away. That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And a breaking ball runs in and gets him, and I doubt there is any intent behind that.
They teach kids the same thing they teach pros here. When the ball is coming in tight like that, you don't open yourself up to it. You turn your back and absorb the blow. The thunk sounds a lot worse than it hurts. At least that's what they say.
In now is John Jay, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. He's 1 for 2 in this one. One and 1 to the D-backs leadoff man. Runners are at first and second with one away. Two balls and a strike.
Well, I know the last thing he wants to do is load the bases right here, so the pressure is on right now to get back in the strike zone.
The 2-1 home. Line drive snagged on a short hop. Back to Rizzo, and they get out of it here. A double play to retire the side. One left for Arizona, but they hang on to a one-run lead, 4-3. Andrew Chafin has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 40, Andrew Chafin.
Albert Almora will stride in again, and before he takes his cuts here, let's flash you back to the 3rd inning. This was just a solo shot, but it definitely helped get this offense going. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Down the third baseline. But a foul ball here, 0-1. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Cubbies find themselves losing in the late innings. What are your thoughts on this one, guys?
Yeah, Matty V, this is one of those that you kind of scratch your head and you go, wow, you hit the ball all over the ballpark, but still not enough offense. It just goes to show you this sport is still, D-Row, all about pitching.
It is. It begins and ends on that bump right there. And there's just so many facets to the game. Defense, base running. It's just not the team that hits the most home runs is going to win the ball game.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And that one right down Main Street. Chopped weakly to the right. To his right, Goldschmidt. And he'll step on first himself for the out.
First baseman number 44, Anthony Rizzo.
Stepping up now, Anthony Rizzo. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. First pitch coming. Here it is. And that sinker misses at the shoe tops. Ball 1. (4-3) our score here as we play the 8th. 1-1 the count to the Cubs first baseman. Swing and a miss as the slider sets him down for the final out of the inning. Cubs are down in order. Score holds at 4-3. Into the box now, Eduardo Escobar. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point.
Third baseman, Eduardo Escobar.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Not looking good after being down 0-2. I think at the very least you got to work this pitcher's count a little bit. Try and get back into a decent count where maybe you can come through.
Now a swing and he gets him to pop it up. Bryant just to the left of the mound. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
First baseman, number 44, Paul Goldschmidt.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt now. He reached on a single last time and later wound up scoring. The pitch. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1-0. In there, 1-1. Up and in here as he had to bend out of danger.
That curveball stayed up in the zone. You'll see that often early in the game where a pitcher's trying to find that release point, particularly with his off-speed pitches. We'll have to keep an eye on him, see if he's able to settle down as this game moves on.
Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1.
One thing's clear, he's not afraid to pitch inside, right? One pitch ducks him away, then he comes right back with another one. So clearly this pitcher, he's not afraid to work that inner half of the plate.
The 3-1. And this is taken here for ball 4. Just the second walk he's allowed into his 8th inning of work.
It's all a part of learning how to pitch in the big leagues. Major league hitters will not bail you out by swinging at pitches out of the zone. So he's going to have to continue to learn how to get guys out at this level.
So here's the cleanup hitter, A.J. Pollock. Hit the ball pretty well in his last at-bat, but it resulted in a line out. Here comes the first pitch. And they pitch out here, but nothing's going on. And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2.
That can be one of the downfalls of pitching out. It puts you behind in the count, and if you throw another ball, you're kind of in a difficult spot.
2-0 count. The pitch is taken, strike 1.
That's an impressive pitch right there. If you're willing to throw a changeup on 2-0, that tells me that's a pitch you feel really confident with.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. And there's a pitch that just misses the inside corner.
That pitch right there, he's trying to keep him from getting his arms extended. If it's out over the plate more, he can obviously do a lot of damage with it.
The 3-1 pitch. And he misses again, ball 4. And that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on ball.
Well, it's obvious he wanted absolutely no part of the 3 or 4 hole hitters. But he's got to focus here because this guy in the 5 hole is just as dangerous.
Stepping up to the plate, Nick Ahmed. He singled his last time up. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Missed with a breaking ball.
This is a critical point right here. Things are in danger of getting away from him a little, so we'll see how he deals with it.
The 1-0 is laid off, but in there for strike 1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Drilled down the line, but a foul ball. 1-2 now. The 1-2 is looked at for ball number 2.
2-2.
This is skied into short left center. Almora comes on now and makes the catch in shallow center for round number 2.
The batter, the fielder, Steven Souza.
Now at the plate, Steven Souza in a big at-bat in this one. 2 on, 2 away here in the 8th. Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch right over the middle, knee high. Trying to keep the deficit right where it is. The pitch. Line to the right side. That's in there. Base hit. And a good throw will wind up holding that runner at third, so the bases become loaded now with 2 gone.
Hey, guys, that's a well-executed slider down the way right there. The batter just did an amazing job of staying inside the baseball and driving it the other way.
So coming to the plate, Ketel Marte. Not much in the way of productivity from him so far, but he's got a chance to come through here in a crucial spot.
Yeah, it's time now that he has to put the rest of those bats behind it, because none of that matters if he can clutch up when it really counts.
First pitch on its way. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike.
Getting that first pitch strike is really important when you're dealing with the bases loaded behind you. Good job to give himself the advantage there.
Set to deliver the 0-1. And a swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt.
He put himself in a good position jumping ahead 0-2 with the bases loaded. Now we'll see if he can finish it off.
Goldschmidt, the runner at third. Pollock over at second. Souza at first. 2 out in the inning. Now this is on the ground to second. Is he going to get out of this? Over to first. He does get out of it, and the inning is over. A couple of walks, but no damage. Back with more here on a Tuesday night after this. Brad Boxberger comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th.
Brad Boxberger.
Here's Chris Bryant now. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far.
Listen, it's not easy coming back off of closers, but this guy hasn't been super dependable so far this season, and he's blown several saves up to this point.
He's set. Here it comes. 9th inning begins as the first pitch is taken for ball 1. 2-0.
You'll hear me say this time after time up here in the booth. You fight so hard to get into these counts. 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. They don't happen often. This is a huge spot. Count leverage. Look for him to get loose on a fastball right here.
Now the 2-1. Waves and misses for strike number 2.
I know he got a swinging miss right there, but that was a hittable location to a really good hitter. I don't know if he gets those back if he continues to miss in those spots.
Now a shot toward the gap in left center. Bryant around first, heading for second. And he'll get in at second base as the tying runs aboard with a leadoff double. The baseball's a game of streaks and runs, and he is on one right now.
Yeah, and you've got to ride these streaks as long as you possibly can, and he's doing that coming in right here. Came into this game on fire with the stick, and he's doing that here.
That's now 2 hits so far for him in this one. Into the box now, Wilson Contreras. Ball 1 to start the at-bat. A runner at second, nobody out. And there's one well above the zone for a ball. Into center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Long throw to the plate. He beats the tag, safe. And that ties the ball game in the top of the ninth.
You know, D-Row, there are some guys that shy away from hitting when it really counts. Top of the ninth, and this guy comes through to tie this thing up.
Yeah, he was able to slow the moment down right there. Get this back to square. There's still a bottom of the ninth looming. Let's see if they could tack on a few more.
Stepping in now, Ian Happ. As he'll take a look at ball one. Go ahead run at first, nobody out. The 1-0. And that one stayed too low apparently. Now the 2-0. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner. And he chased up and out of the zone, a swing and a miss.
I can't imagine he was sitting on fastball at his neck right there. He is going to have to lower his sights if he's going to have any chance.
He struck him out. The third time he's fanned in the game.
Oh, man, he's been absolutely getting overmatched at the plate the last couple of games. That's his 5th strikeout in this series alone. So clearly this pitching staff, they figured out how to attack this guy. We'll see if he can make any adjustments.
In now, Ben Zobrist. As he will take a look at strike one on a fastball right down the pipe. There's one away. The runner at first represents the potential go-ahead score. Double play is in order, however. The 0-1. A good knee-high changeup taken for a strike. Possible go-ahead runs on first, one away.
Interesting pitch selection right there, in off the plate. Not too many pitchers in the game want to go in there and risk hitting the guy and letting him get on first base free of charge.
Fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the second time here tonight.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there. Might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch, but instead he gets the fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
Mike Freeman will be called upon here to hit with the game on the line.
Number 4.
Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. There are 2 gone and the possible go-ahead run at first. The 1-0. Heading out toward shallow right. Jade is there, and that retires the side. So not a good turn of events for this home crowd, as now their 9th inning lead has evaporated. We're knotted up headed to the bottom of the 9th as the Diamondbacks will try to walk it off in the desert. Steve Cishek enters to do the pitching, and best case scenario for him is to push this one into extra innings. At the plate, Jeff Mathis. A hit in 2 tries for him so far.
Jeff Mathis.
Alex Avila is up off the bench to lead it off as the possible winning run here in the bottom of inning number 9. Here's a cold strike about thigh high, 0-1. Comes in here right at 260. 22 home runs and 44 RBIs. Cishek pauses. 0-1 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, and he's in control. 0-2. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Pitch on its way to Avila. Pulled toward right center field. Giving chase is Almora. But he can't make a play on it. And it hops into the stands to boot for a ground rule double. So now the winning run is into scoring position.
There's a deep fly ball. Doesn't quite get out of the ballpark, but it hits in the right spot as it bounces off that hard warning track and over the wall for a ground rule double. Not sure if he had triple on his mind, but I doubt he'll complain too much about getting to coast into second base.
Daniel Descalso come off the bench now as he'll pinch hit with the runner at second and nobody out. Now time is called, and with the potential winning run out there at second, they'll get a little more speed out there to perhaps score on a base hit. Now a bunt attempt here. Bryant gloves it. The tag, and he is out, but he'll put this in his pocket and be content with just the one out.
Now batting, right fielder, John Jay.
Back to the top spot in the Arizona lineup now, and stepping in, John Jay has got a chance to end this one and send these fans home happy if he can get a ball deep enough into the gap. Here's the first pitch. Missed with a slider. The 1-0. Here's a strike. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder down the line at third. There's one. On to Rizzo, but a little slow in developing as they'll just get the one out.
Third baseman, number 7, Eduardo Escobar.
Eduardo Escobar standing in. The numbers head-to-head with Steve Cishek. He's 1 for 3. Here's the first pitch, and looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1. Possible winning run stands at first with 2 out here. Now the 0-2 pitch. And this one's chopped foul right at home plate. Now here's a comebacker back to the mound. And he'll flip it onto first, and with it, that ends the inning. 1 left for the Diamondbacks. Score remains tied at 4. Gerard Dyson will stay in the ball game as he'll likely do the catching from here out.
Now catching, number 1, Gerard Dustin.
Daniel Hudson takes the mound as he'll be the first man to pitch here in extra innings. Now in the box, Addison Russell. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Addison Russell.
John Ryan Murphy is into the ballgame here as he takes over behind the plate.
Now catching, number 36, John Ryan Murphy.
Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Way in front of a great slider that time. Swing and a miss way behind the big fastball. Now a swing and a weak little line drive over to first. But no problem at first, and that's the first out. Now at the plate, Albert Almora. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. First offering on its way. Slider right over the middle, taken for a strike. Looking at strike 2, a fastball that catches the inside corner. Swing and a miss, so a perfect start to the 10th here. 2 up and 2 down.
Man, I love watching a pitcher that just rears back and blows smoke by a guy at the letters. That's the ultimate challenge pitch, and for me personally, watching hitters swing and miss, man, that's a sight of beauty.
Here's Jason Hayward now. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. Career line against Daniel Hudson. He's gone 2 for 6. 1-0 count. Here it is. A fastball that he's way out in front of. A swing and a miss.
Gotta love a reliever that comes in firing bullets, and his fastball is a good one.
2 out, nobody on. And he strikes him out here for out number 3. So after a scoreless top half, they'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom half. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Still all square at 4 apiece. Here's Paul Goldschmidt now. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game.
First baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
And now a pitch on the way. Too high that time with the slider to start the at-bat. It's ball 1. One 1-0 pitch on the way. And looked like ball 2 below the knees, but it's ruled a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Skied into very shallow right. Hayward has a read on it, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Up next for the Diamondbacks, center fielder, A.J. Pollock.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, A.J. Pollock. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. First offering on its way. Hit on the ground out to short. Gloved by Russell. And very quickly there, they're 2 gone to start the inning.
Now batting, the shortstop, Nick Ahmed.
In now, Nick Ahmed. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. First pitch on its way. Tough slider down low for a strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Back up the middle. That gets through, and he'll reach base again on his second base hit of the game. So the bottom of the inning is still alive after the 2-out base hit.
Hey, that's a nice piece of hitting right there. 2-out base knock to put the winning run on base. Let's see if someone can catch a gap and end this thing.
Standing in now, Steven Souza. As he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. 2 hits in 4 attempts to this point. The 0-1. Took a wave at one around the shins with no luck.
Hey, that was a nasty pitch right there. It's the depth of a sinker. Sometimes it's a matter of whether or not it's moving east-west, but that one right there had such good downward action. Great pitch.
Oh, he went for the knockout pitch that time, but a good eye. 1-2. Possible winning run stands at first with 2 out here. And he strikes him out to retire the side, so we'll play at least one more. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. No winner yet. On to inning number 11 we go, and we are tied 4-4. So digging in now, Anthony Rizzo. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point.
Anthony Rizzo.
Randall Delgado takes the mound to start the 11th inning.
Number 48, Randall Delgado.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike.
Hey, that's a great job by the pitcher to get ahead right there. You know you got a star hitter at the plate. He's not afraid to go to 2 strikes or go deep in the count. That's what you have to do. You have to put him at a disadvantage with the count.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Pollock has a read on it. And that's the first out of the inning.
Up next for the Cubs, third baseman, Chris Bryant.
Here's Chris Bryant now. His previous meetings with Randall Delgado. He's 2 for 3. From the stretch. Knee-high slider that he takes a look at. 1 out, nobody on. Bounced on the ground and right at the shifted infielders. Throw on to first, 2 gone.
Good pitch right there to run the 2-seamer in on his hands and bunch him up. And an easy ground ball as a result.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half, it's 0-1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. The 0-1 on its way. Hit out towards second. Marte fields it cleanly. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Cubs are down in order. This game's all tied at 4. Mike Montgomery takes over now to start the home 11th, and he's looking to get this one to the visiting 12th. Ketel Marte will be the first one to greet him, as he'll have to turn around and bat from the right side of the plate here. First pitch of the at-bat. Here's a strike. popped him up. Rizzo on the move. Makes the play, 1 away.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well-executed pitch there.
Into the box, John Ryan Murphy. As he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. 281 the average entering play. 6 home runs and 34 driven in. Late decision to swing that time, and as a result, it's 0-2.
Hey, that's just a great mix of pitches right there, and that's what this guy's going to do if he's going to keep this team off balance.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball 1.
That's a great job of holding up right there. You have 2 strikes on you. You're trying to protect the plate. It's difficult to not get super aggressive at the plate.
Swing and a miss at 1 in the dirt. And he makes the throw to first. Murphy is retired, 2 down now.
Well, you know you made a real nice pitch when you bounce it in the dirt and you still get the hitter to swing at it. That tells me that there's a lot of deception in that pitch right now.
Stepping in now, Randall Delgado. A ball and no strikes. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Two out, nobody on. Off the plate that time and a little high. It's even at 2-2.
Well, these are just extra pitches that are just going to add to your pitch count. He's not trying to work around him, and no reason to, but sometimes you just lose the strike zone for no apparent reason.
Hit out towards second. Zobrist has it. On to first, and that'll mean a 12th inning is in order as this inning is over. So 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks. Score remains tied at 4. Settling in now, Ian Happ. He went down on strikes last time up. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And that one just missed outside. The 1-0 delivery. Missed with a slider.
Boy, this is a spot you really don't want to be in with a great hitter like this. 2-0 count. We'll see right here if he lays one in there to give him a pitch to swing at.
This is hit the other way out toward left field. Souza is after it. 1 down. Programming note to pass along here. Due to the length of our ball game tonight, the Jody Kelsey show will not be seen this evening so that we can bring you the conclusion of this ball game. Doggone. Here's Ben Zobrist now. His previous meetings with Randall Delgado. He's just 2 for 9. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Fouled away. Here comes the 0-1. On the ground to third. Oh, and he can't come up with it. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
Jeez, this looked like a routine grounder that just got away from him. Every school kid knows that you've got to look it all the way into the glove. He didn't, and now they've got to deal with a one-out base runner.
Victor Caratini will be called upon here to hit with the game on the line. Swing and a miss, 0-1. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. A ball and a strike.
1-1.
Possible go-ahead runs on first, one away. Lifted the other way down the left field line. And this will wind up a foul ball.
He was able to foul that one off, but you could tell he was definitely late. That breaking ball, the pitch before that heater right there, definitely threw his timing off.
Escobar is under this one as he has it right in front of the dugout for the second out.
Now batting, Addison.
Stepping in, Addison Russell, 0 for 4 with a strikeout thus far. Here's the first pitch. Lays off 1-0.
1-0.
Fastball at 94 miles an hour, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline, but a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
Well, all of the umpires in the seats thought that was strike three, and they weren't far off, but I think that was a good call. Looked to be just a bit outside.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. And he strikes him out here for out number 3. So after a scoreless top half, they'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom half. Cubs strand 1. Still all square at 4 apiece. Carl Edwards Jr. will be summoned here to start the home 12th, and the best case scenario for him is to take us to the 13th. In now is John Jay. He reached on a fielder's choice previously.
Right fielder, John Jay.
First offering on its way. Takes a high fastball for a strike. The 0-1 is a fastball low, and that evens the count at 1-1. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Edwards, a native of South Carolina. He was taken in the very late rounds back in 2011.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big league ball player. That's a big accomplishment.
Fastball, and looks like they're pinching him a bit here. It's 3-1.
Well, that's ball 3. The Diamondbacks right now would welcome a leadoff walk to start this inning.
The 3-1. And the winning run will reach. It's a leadoff walk to start the home half here in extra innings.
Looked like he might have gotten squeezed a little bit right there, and you know he's talking to himself in his head about it. That kind of stuff goes both ways, though. Hitters get their fair share of crummy calls going against them, too.
In now, Eduardo Escobar, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. The winning run is at first base. And he misses with it, 1-1. Cubs have someone working in their bullpen now as a right-hander's begun to get loose. The 1-1 pitch. This is skied into short left center. Happ is after it. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning.
The first baseman, number 44, Hallo.
So a runner at first now with one away, and stepping in, the power-hitting first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Here's the first pitch. Lofted in the air out to right field. And Hayward will put this one away for out number 2.
Center fielder, number 11, A.J. Pollock.
Ready now, A.J. Pollock. Struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0-for-4 ball game right here. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike.
They've done a real nice job keeping this guy into wraps in this one. No hits for him so far, and what stands out to me is they're going right after him. They're not pitching him like they're afraid he's going to do any damage.
Behind 0-2 now. Possible winning run stands at first with 2 out here. Hit on the ground to short. Russell has it. On to first, and we're headed to 13 as that ends the inning. 1 left for Arizona. This game's all tied at 4. And now here's the versatile outfielder Albert Almora Jr. and looking to improve on a 1-for-5 effort so far. First pitch of the at-bat. And there's one well above the zone for a ball.
Well, that two-seam fastball ran a little too much off the plate, but now that sets him up to work with something away and maybe even an off-speed pitch.
And this one's tapped foul at home plate. And he'll take a look at a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-2. Struck him out. Struck him out again, I should say. His 3rd punch out of the game.
Well, this pitching staff has done a pretty good job right there. That's the 4th time he struck out, and we're only in the 2nd game of this series.
Here's Jason Hayward now, as he'll take a changeup here for strike 1. Attempting to, as they say, get off the schneid here. 0-for-5 so far. Awfully close with the slider there, but it's 1-1.
Tried to go with the nasty backdoor breaking ball right there. Good job by the batter to take that pitch, work the count even.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2. Counts even to Hayward, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think if he executes that pitch on the corner instead of off of it, he probably gets some pretty weak contact, if anything. He jammed him pretty hard on the previous pitch, so my bet was he was going to try to cheat on the inside part, thinking it might be coming again.
Sent in the air out to straightaway center. Pollock has a read on it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
Now batting, the first baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now. His previous meetings with Randall Delgado, he's gone 2 for 8. He's taken him deep once. First delivery to him on the way. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike. There's a swing and a high pop-up. Delgado calls for it. But it's the first baseman that gets there to haul it in. And the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Score remains tied at 4. Stepping in, Nick Ahmed.
Leading out for the Diamondbacks, the shortstop, Nick Ahmed.
First pitch on its way. And a neck-high fastball that time. Fastball just a bit low here. He's behind 2-0 now. Two and one. Steven Souza will be next. Three balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. And possibly an interesting development here. It's a leadoff walk to begin the frame in extra innings.
Man, when the game is tied, the last thing you can afford to do is walk the leadoff hitter. Got to focus on getting that ground ball now.
Digging in to try it again, Steven Souza. He's looking for his 3rd hit of the ball game here. Here's the first pitch. Possible winning run aboard here. Nobody out. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner. Fastball called strike. 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Misses, ball 2.
I wonder if that call not going his way right there has anything to do with walking the last guy. We all know umpires don't give you much on the corners if you're not throwing strikes consistently.
Possible winning run aboard here. Nobody out. So a full count now.
Well, the 1-2 pitch didn't go his way, and now a miss there on 2-2. You know he doesn't want this at bat to get away from him, so I think we're going to see a challenge pitch on a full count.
Now the 3-2 pitch. High in the air out to center field.
Waiting on it is Almora.
One down.
Now batting, second baseman, Ketel Marte.
And that'll bring in the middle infielder, Ketel Marte. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Here's the first pitch. Good breaking ball that time, in for a strike. The 0-1. Popped him up. Bryant moving to his left. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
Up next for the Diamondbacks, catcher, John Ryan Murphy.
Into the box now, John Ryan Murphy. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. Here's the first pitch. Takes a fastball on the inside corner. The 0-1. And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
Not too often do you see a changeup come across at 88 miles an hour on the gun. Still effective when you're throwing a fastball in the high 90s, though.
Now the 0-2 pitch. Grounded weakly toward third. Reined in. Throw on to first is going to be in time, and that means 13 innings won't even settle this one as that ends the inning. 1 left for the Diamondbacks. Still all square at 4 apiece. Here's Chris Bryant now. He was a ground out victim last time up.
Third baseman, Chris Bryant.
He's set, and the pitch. Thought he had the inside corner that time, but it missed for ball 1. Even at a ball and a strike, here's the pitch. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground. But this will get foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
Let's take a look at the sequence here again. The first 3 pitches, all 3 down in the zone. So now you've got a guy that's thinking something down around the knees. He's conditioned to kind of look down there. That's when you mix it up and put it by him at the letters.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. The 1-0. Hits the outside corner, strike 1. And now a fastball, but he's able to hold off on it, and it's 2-1 now. Now the 2-1 will not catch the zone, ball 3. Ian Happ will be next. 1 out, nobody on. Fastball swung on and grounded out towards second. Marte gloves it. Throw gets him, 2 down.
Now batting, left fielder, Ian Happ.
Digging in now, Ian Happ. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And he takes a pitch that's ruled a strike at the knees. Pretty liberal strike zone there. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Cubs are down in order. This game's all tied at 4. There's Joe Madden up out of the dugout now on his way to home plate, so it looks as though he's going to call for the double switch here. Eddie Butler is going to finally make an appearance in this one as he'll take over in the 14th inning.
Number 33, Eddie Butler. Now playing left field and batting in the 8th spot. Number 13.
Jake Lamb will grab a bat to pinch hit here, and you wonder if he'll be swinging for the downs, trying to walk off with a victory. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike one. He'll come in here at 259. 26 home runs and 78 RBIs. The 0-1. Takes a fastball on the inside corner. A windup and the 0-2 pitch. Missed with a breaking ball. The 1-2. Lofted in the air out toward right center.
Waiting on it is Almora.
And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, right fielder, John Jay.
In now is John Jay. Past history with Eddie Butler. He's hitless in 3 at-bats. First delivery to him on the way. Ball 1. The 1-0 home is looked at for the first strike. And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1. Butler, the former Colorado Rocky. He was acquired via trade last year.
I know he'd tell you he'd like to be playing a little bit better, but I think it's as advertised for this ball club right now. I think the manager is getting exactly what they expected.
Oh, right down Main Street with that one. 2-2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Now a drive to right field. This could do it. Game over. Walk-off home run. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. And with one swing of the bat, this ball game is over.
Hey, when you get into extra innings, you're always looking for that one guy to step up and be that hero. And this guy was the hero tonight. What does he do? Steps up with a walk-off home run to end this thing in extras.
And guys, time to recognize the man who really stood out this afternoon, and there he is, John Jay. Thanks largely to one heroic swing. He's our tops player of the game.
You could probably make an argument for a couple of other guys too, but it seemed like he had the most to do with his guys getting the win here.
This evening's game comes to an end 5-4, the final tally. Arizona earned win number 98. Randall Delgado earns his third win of the year in relief. So that's a wrap for us here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Mark DeRosa and Dan Plezak, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click over to theshownation.com.
The final line score for the ball game tonight for the victorious Diamondbacks. 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and 11 runners left on base. For the Cubs, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 20 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance, 49,033. The Diamondbacks thank you for joining us here at Chase Field and remind you to please drive home safely.
Welcome to our Wednesday edition of Inside the Show. Let's jump right into Tuesday's action. Starting out in the NL West, the Diamondbacks knocked out 10 hits as a team as they nabbed the win against the visiting Cubs 5-4. In the standings, the Diamondbacks are in second place in the NL West. They're 2 games back, while the Cubs are in second place in the NL Central, 5.5 back. The Dodgers knocked out 12 hits as a team as they bested the visiting Rockies 10-8. As of today, the Dodgers are atop the NL West, 2 games up on second place. And the Rockies are third in the division, but they currently hold a spot in the NL wildcard race. The San Francisco Giants allowed only 5 hits in the game as they grabbed a victory over the Padres at Petco Park, 2-0. Heading into the day, the Padres sit in last place in the National League West Division. They're over 20 games out of first. While the Giants are fourth in the division, they're over 20 games out of first. Luke Weaver grabbed win number 6 on the year, leading the Cardinals to a win against the Braves 3-1. At the start of the day, the Braves sit in third place in the National League East Division. They're over 20 games out of first. While the Cardinals sit in third place in the National League Central Division, 8 games out of first. The Nationals set 3 balls into the seats as they took down the Fish in Miami 4-0. As of right now, the Marlins sit in last place in the National League East. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Nationals are atop the division. They have a 3-game cushion. Taijuan Walker earned the 3rd W of his season, helping the Mets get by the Phillies 4-2. As of today, the Phillies sit in second place in the National League East Division, 3 games back, while the Mets are 4th in the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Cincinnati Reds totaled 11 hits as they took a victory against the Brewers in Milwaukee 6-1. Heading into the day, the Brewers are atop the NL Central. They are enjoying a 5.5 game advantage, while the Reds are 3rd in the division, 8 games out of first. The Kansas City Royals combined for 10 hits as a team as they defeated the Pirates at PNC Park 7-3. Entering the day's action, the Pirates are in last place in the NL Central. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Royals sit in 4th place in the American League Central Division. They're over 20 games out of first. Miguel Andujar had 3 hits on the day, leading the Yanks to a win over the rival Red Sox 2-1. His modest hitting streak was also extended to 5 straight games. In the standings, the Yankees are in first place in the AL East. They own a 2.5 game advantage. And the Red Sox are 2nd in the division, 2.5 games out of first. The Orioles launched 3 home runs as they took down the visiting Blue Jays 7-2. As of today, the Orioles sit in 4th place in the American League East Division. They're 15.5 games out of first, while the Blue Jays are 3rd in the division, 11.5 games out of first. Edwin Encarnacion had a day to remember, amassing an impressive 7 RBIs at the plate as the Tribe defeated the White Sox 10-1. As of today, he is the RBI leader in the American League. Heading into the day, the Indians are in first place in the AL Central. They are more than 10 games ahead of second, while the White Sox are 3rd in the division. They're over 20 games out of first. Andrew Benintendi was on at the plate, blasting 2 long balls as the Twins disposed of the Tigers 4-2. Entering the day's action, the Tigers are in last place in the AL Central. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Twins are second in the division, 16 games out of first. The A's racked up 11 hits as a team as they defeated the visiting Angels 4-3. In the standings, the A's are in 4th place in the AL West, 20 games out of first, while the Angels are 3rd in the division, 10 games out of first. The Texas Rangers put together 10 total hits as they beat the visiting Rays 6-3. As of right now, the Rangers are in last place in the AL West. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Rays are in last place in the AL East. They're over 20 games out of first. The Astros combined to give up just 5 hits as they sank the Mariners 10-1. As of today, the Astros are atop the American League West, 2 games up on second place, while the Mariners are second in the division, but they currently hold a spot in the AL wildcard race. Thanks for joining me. That's all for today. Same place, same time tomorrow. Enjoy the games.